When you see the car in this video, you're gonna wanna click out, but please don't. All right, you've seen it in all of its beige glory. This is probably one of the most boring looking cars you've ever seen, but today we're proving that your grandma was right all along.
That's right, they sure were. Your grandma and grandpa was likely driving around something like this not too long ago, but they were right all along because these are a fantastic used car value in the market today. This is none other than the 7th generation Buick LeSabre.
Yeah, I mean, and look, if you want one of the most comfortable cars on the road for the least amount of money, you can't beat a 1990s Buick. It is not a popular choice. It is not a handsome choice, but it is a choice that will last you many tens of thousands of miles in extreme comfort.
Yeah, and that is something that can't be looked down upon, is the fact of how reliable these 3.8 liter V6 engines are. And let's pop the hood and take a look at it.
Now, this vehicle is an H body, sold from 92 through 99. And it shared its platform with vehicles like the Pontiac Bonneville. There was like an Oldsmobile 88 in there. Look, folks, front wheel drive boat. But
Man.
Look at that tuned port, 3.8 liter, transverse mounted V6.
Yeah, these put out only about 170 horsepower. They did put out 225 pound-feet of torque, but these motors are legendary, especially if you go ask your local mechanic what they would recommend to buy and what they would drive around. Chances are it is this, because these engines are known to last forever.
And they used them in like every car sold in this period. I mean, we're talking millions, literal millions of 3800s on the road, made it to either a 4T60E or a 4T65E automatic transmission. I mean, Brendan, this car is about as exciting to drive as buttered toast. But look, close the hood for a sec. I want to show you what makes these cars so special. It's this. You wanna hop on that side, give it a little push?
Sure.
And look, this is exactly what Jeremy Clarkson and the Top Gear guys made fun of, but this is why these cars work on American roads. Because I've been driving now for 10 years, you've been driving for a lot longer than that, and not once have I accidentally stumbled upon the Nürburgring on my way to the office.
Absolutely, yeah. So many cars are made to handle driving on the Nürburgring, but this is back when they just wanted to get you from point A to point B in as much comfort as they possibly could. I mean, this has the legendary Dyna ride, where they put a little bit of like a air suspension in the back with the McPherson struts, so it softened up an otherwise kind of normal ride and made this kind of ride like a Cadillac.
And if you want to talk about design, it's pretty terrible. But here's the thing. I mean, you got 2 feet of bumper in front of the grille, which means you can run into stuff and not break anything. You got a super affordable car to replace panels on, because a lot of them are in the junkyards now. Parts are everywhere, super cheap. Interestingly enough, you got composite front fenders. Good luck trying to dent that, although someone had a good go at cracking it. I mean, look, it's like the rub strips. Look at that. You know how much crap you could hit in the parking lot before that's gonna break?
Yeah,
I mean, the car is so durable.
They're just really well built. I mean, this is back in an era where GM was doing a lot of really good things as far as reliability goes, and this was one of them.
You want to pop the trunk?
Yeah,
Let's
see.
Let's see what's back there.
So it doesn't have a power trunk because this isn't their super fancy car, but it is pretty easy. It does have a low liftover, and it's very large in back here, so it's pretty useful.
And once again, I mean, look, like this car was designed to be crashed into stuff.
Yeah.
Look, you have more rubber strips on the bumpers. I mean, it's like every corner of this car was designed to have somebody or something engage in it in a manner that's very physical and violent without causing a big bill for your checkbook.
Yeah, I love these. But let's take it out for a spin and just kind of show how soft and nice it is.
All right, let's do that. You drive this thing, Brendan, because you are closer to retirement than I am.
Only slightly, Tommy, jeez.
And we'll see what this thing is like to drive. Now, look at this interior. It looks like it was designed by an Etch-a-Sketch. I mean, vertical, horizontal, diagonal, horizontal. There's nothing but right angles in this vehicle. You gonna put your seatbelt on, my friend, or are you going full 90s style?
I mean, you got those big bumpers.
No,
it's fine.
Brendan, stop. You got to put your seatbelt on. We're role models.
Well, I do like the gauge cluster here, because you just have this giant speedometer here in the center. And then on the sides, you have this little shift indicator on the left, and then your fuel gauge on the right. And then it looks like just kind of like what this dot matrix style layout on the left and right sides of the speedometer. I think that's just where all your warning lights go.
I also love, this is genuinely the fakest of, look at that. That is clearly not wood. I don't know what that is, what kind of cafeteria lunch tray is missing to put trim on the dash of this car, but it doesn't matter because it's durable, long lasting, and it makes it look premium, you know?
Well, and this car is pretty overlooked. This is the definition of middle child. So Buick was the middle child for Chevy, between Chevy and Cadillac, right? Well, the LeSabre was the middle child for Buick because it slotted right in the middle of their lineup, above the Century, but below the Park Avenue. So this is kind of a car that nobody really thinks about, nobody really gets excited about. But if you're just in the need for cheap, reliable daily transportation and you want to have it in comfort, this is about as good as it gets.
All right, so we're at Dealer's Auto Auction of the Rockies here. Let's do some investigation here, some car archaeology. You know it was owned by an elderly person because it says clock, page 132. And I bet if we go to 132, yes, that is the most used page in the book because clearly someone needed reminding every time on how to set the clock. Look at that. Buick, the 1908 Buick Runabout, David Dunbar Buick. He's featured there right in front and center. Look at that. What other automobile gives you such a rich history when you purchase it? Look at that beauty.
90th anniversary edition, too.
Jeez.
Well, not only that, of course, it's got a pocket road atlas.
That's
too.
right.
Gives you the indication of who this was owned by.
You're right. And what else we got in here? We got the little ice scraper. Let's see what we got in the packet here. Buick roadside assistance, Buick accessories. Wow. Let's see what kind of accessories you can get. You can get the little bra on the front of your Buick. Wire wheel covers. Look at that. You can take your 90 skis, stick them on the roof. Car phone.
Nice.
Look, I'm poking fun at this car a little bit because you have to, but genuinely, this is a really nice, comfortable, long-lasting car. Let's see if it accelerates quickly.
Let's see. Nope.
No, it does not.
Yeah, this is not fast by any means.
What was the power number on this?
170 and about 225 pound-feet of torque.
Well, it's more than I thought, but it is mated to a 4-speed slush box.
Yeah, and they knew their demographic when they were building this, right? They knew that people that weren't buying this were not expecting a performance machine.
They were barely able to drive, let's be honest.
Exactly. So you didn't want to give something so much acceleration that it gave your customers heart attacks either.
Look, you got the little slide out here for when you're over here. Yeah, you got the little, let's see, mirror and light, mirror and vanity light.
Nice.
I love this thing. This is fantastic. Any tape in the deck? No tape, unfortunately. Look, let's close this thing up. The real magic here, Brendan, is the price, because you were the second highest bidder last week on this car.
Yep.
And what did you have to bid this thing up to?
So I bid this thing up to $1,000 and dipped out after then. It kept on going up to $1,200. Didn't actually sell at that, but we're here at a dealer auction, so things are going to go for a little bit less than they typically will on the used car market. But if you are out there and you only have like $3,000 and you're just looking for basic transportation, you can find these pretty darn regularly. And this one's got less than 100,000 miles and was bid up to only $1,200, to give you an idea on just how invaluable they are.
So you buy this thing for, let's say, $3,000, which is pretty realistic.
Yeah.
It's got 98,000 miles. You do the very basic minimum service to keep this thing on the road, and you easily got another 100K out of this powertrain.
For sure.
It's people look at Toyotas when they want reliable, cheap transportation, but a lot of these 90s GM products are very long lasting as well.
Absolutely. Yeah, this could last you just as long as your Camrys out there, your Corollas. These are that good, and they're going to do it in a more comfortable type of setting. And I know you don't like the styling on it, but I kind of find it endearing, actually. It doesn't look like every other car on the road. It's kind of its own unique thing. It's very American.
I think the reason I didn't like these is because I grew up when these cars were still very much on the road.
Yeah.
And they didn't do anything for me. But like now that this is almost it is a 30-year-old car now.
Yeah.
Holy cow. I mean, some of the features like the wraparound windshield, the thin pillars, you're right, they're kind of endearing. They're kind of cool in a retro way.
Yeah, absolutely. It'll give you those nostalgic feels that you've been yearning for in your daily driver.
Well, folks, let us know what you think in the comments section below. This has been Tommy.
And Brendan and Cole behind the camera. Take care, guys.